Well, welcome to my coverage of Cancon Day 2 for my tournaments. Being Day 2, there's only 2 games to cover here, and I've already gone through my list in video 1 for Cancon Day 1. So if you haven't seen that, probably watch that first. Otherwise, some things might not totally make sense. So I went 1-1-1 in Day 1. Really just going for a win here, so that way I can't lose as such, kind of a losing record. But yeah, first up, I got drawn with some Wood Elves, which run by Ben, who Josh had played last year. Actually, I think they were, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, you guys were battling off for for second place or placement or whatever it was, and I think Josh got the upper hand at the time, maybe. So yeah, really good guy. I hadn't actually met him yet, but Josh should give me the heads up that he's a good guy to play. Wood Elves on mine. I mean, again, depending on the Wood Elf list, and I can get shots off and magic, it'll be okay. If they're a really bad list, it's gonna suck. So the other thing to remember is game 4 was the cart scenario, which Andrew and I played on a previous battle report on this channel. So if you want to go and look at that, carts designed by Paddy. So we were feverishly painting them the week before. I had 12 to paint, ended up only having to paint 10 because we had a couple of dropouts, which were good. But yeah, Paddy's got, I should have shared pictures here. There's all different themed ones. So this is a Lizardman one. But basically there's two places in the middle of the board you need to get. The movable cart, which was worth 2 scenario points and moved around, not randomly. You basically moved it in your opponent's turn every turn, and it went 6 inches. And then there was a stationary supply one, which let me just see if you can see it on the other one. Yeah, that's just that black marker. That's actually worth 3 scenario points. So having played this one before, that helped, I think, because I knew that against a fast army like I guess he's not that fast compared to me, but overall, but I guess a bit more scary in terms of getting close and getting taken out. It's these Glade Riders could really grab that thing and run off. So I thought, and plus it's only worth 2, so I didn't wanted to get bogged down by it. You could sort of see here, there's some Impassables and this forest. That's his forest he's dropped, which I'll go through his list in a minute. Then there's this massive Impassable in the middle. And there was a little gap here between that and the forest, and there's that black marker. So I decided, just as we were dropping, I sort of straight away thought I was going to put my bigger unit over here. I think it was the one with my general in it. Might be wrong there, but we'll have to look. It's already been a week now. And I was going to try and get that one, especially as it started to sort of more drops happened. The only guys over here were his Wild Riders. So let's go through his list. It's pretty mixed arms. It's obviously not a potent Wood Elf list either. It's an awesomely painted army. It's actually for a slow grow. So, it's that type of list. It's not like a in your face, avoid you, shoot you to death sort of Wood Elf list. So there is 5 Glade Riders here. War Dancers behind them. One of he's got a fair bit of magic, but they're all level, I think they're level 2s. So one of his Spell Singers. I think another one must be here, maybe, if I can just see that. Yeah, 2 units of 10 Glade Guard. I've ambushed one of my Scorpions just there. And then he's got a big block of Eternal Guard, 15 guys with the Noble and the BSB. So that's stubborn. I think you can have all these supporting attacks. I mean, it's like the scariest thing, but it's still toughness 3 Ls, although they do have a ward, I believe. So that's the one I would love to get Chariots into. Treeman, not sure. Even with 2 Scorpions into it, I think I'm wounding it on 5s, and a bit worrying, that Treeman. Then you had just 5 Dryads out there. Interestingly, this is the way it deployed. These both are now subject to stupidity within 6 inches of this Highborn. And I think that's because one of the magic items. Yeah, the Fimble Winter Shard. Bear and mount a -1 to be hit in close combat, and any forest. So anyway, that's his noble. I guess it's his general. It was. And then as I said, the Wild Riders. So, well, that's probably better. Let's go with this screenshot. This is actually my mat and some of my terrain, although that's not mine. That was a really annoying piece too, although that's Josh's awesome terrain piece, but annoying too. You can't use it as such. new mat actually from one of our sponsors. So, Polymath Table. So Polytable Math. Oh, we'll get it right. Polytable Mat. Is that what it is? Whatever it is. I can't remember. Yeah, so that's a cool mat. I want to try to get some more off them. So yeah, I've got my one of my chariot units here with just my tomb prints, two scorpions, some of the archers, the other unit of 10 archers. That's my general unit, like with my tomb king in it. So I really want to use him to really hold this one. My only concern, and then my carry in here. My only concern is how to get rid of these wild riders first. I've also got a little bit of shooting, but not heaps. Obviously, if the casket goes off or something like that, then that'll solve that issue. But I guess we'll see. He ended up getting first turn, did he? Or I could choose. Can't remember. That's a cool shot. Another shot. And yeah, okay, so I'm just showing where things are here. Yeah, so he got first turn, so I moved the cart back towards me, and he sort of, he's come up pretty hard with the treatment into his forest there, probably to do tree singing. Glade Guard came around. You can see he's sending his dryads and his wild riders over here now. And I'm trying to think, he probably plonked off a few wounds off my chariot. But that was bad. He didn't really get a lot in his turn one. My turn one, I decided to just bugger it, YOLO. I charged my scorpion into this. I'm thinking if he can survive some charges, then I might be able to get away with it. If not, at least he's not running off with it. Reform here to sort of get more shots, and I just try and unload on some. I can't remember. Maybe shooting the war dancers or just the Glade Guard, just to try to distract them over here. Now, this is the cool thing. We were sitting here and I was working out, I was like, oh, damn, I should have magicked the carrying over. Oh, no, they were out. That's right. Well, I was looking at the line of sight going, oh, man, I can't charge it. And then I was like, oh, hang on. Ben's like, there's skirmishes you can charge. And I kept forgetting this all the time, as you'll see in a minute. Anyway, so I moved my chariots just to shoot, just to get as much shots. I only got 4 shots on this one plus the 10s. It's not a lot, but if I can get a double shots, with the magic, we'll try and whittle them down. So I declared a charge too, and I was just short. So nothing much to do about that. But I guess thinking, might have been nice to move them a little bit and magic them. But at this point, I'm just trying to use magic to do the damage. Just trying to see if you can see any dead people on this one. Probably not. Anyway, the shooting went off over magic and shooting phase, down, and just got one wild rider left, which breathe a sigh of relief. He can't really, he's not going to do too much damage with that. The annoying thing is he going to run off or is he going to just still harass me for a bit, and I'm sort of can't get to that objective, which would suck. Again, he starts going to the forest. His treatment has really come up to really put some pressure on, and his Glade Guard to go on in the forest. But yeah, probably not playing as aggressive as I would have maybe thought to go after this, this chariot and stuff. And now the Dryads are coming back this way. So he's really not playing for that objective at all, which I guess is good. But yeah, it helps me because then I can sort of, I guess, grab it. Yeah, he's gone in there. He's with Wild Riders. And now it's my turn too. So I just try to move my scorpion, but he's out of any magic march sort of, magic movement spells. So he's just got he's getting shot at. You can see he's got a wound. He's got 1 wound left, sorry, because I'm counting down. So he's getting peppered with shots. His Glade Guard have gone down a little bit. They've been basically shooting him and the chariots. I backed my chariots up trying to get away from this guy just to try to give me some time. And I brought this scorpion on the right over to this side just to help out because that's where everything is. And because so last turn he'd taken off a bunch of my skellies, but I held. I've flown my necromancer out of there on my bottom of 2. And this is what I decided to do. I charged my general into that unit and then magic these guys this way instead, or just moved them. So that way, getting the objective, not wasting the whole, especially with that gate fence thing, trying to get the chariots back around. I mean, yes, I can magic them, but man, it's a waste of time. I just would just send the general in. Hopefully he can do the job, which I think he did. We land a direct hit on this guy and do 3 wounds with the catapult on his head, which was cool. I mean, he's got 6 wounds or something, so it's going to take a bit. And by then he's going to be into my lines. And then it looks like we've shot some guys off over here. He's got a couple of Glade Guard left. But yeah, you can see I've moved my scorpion a little bit more, I think, there. But That's about it. Yeah, take out that guy, the Wild Rider, and then, yeah, he decides finally to commit the treatment. That scorpion's dead. And here, look at this. This is why I got my Necro out of the way. He's Eternal Guard come out of the forest and charge my unit of 12 archers there. But, that's the good thing is you can't really contact a lot, so he's gonna take a little bit to get through them. War dancers are coming up. And this is the silly thing. And if we go back. I've flown my carrion around here to start coming around the side, going, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'll get up here and take out these archers on the hill. And again, forget skirmishers. Tried the skirmishing. He can charge me, which he does. Great play. They're only carrying, but bloody hell, I've got to remember that rule. And it's old world's got them, so I have to bloody remember this. Anyway, they go into the carrion, and my turn. I just decide let's send them all in. The scorpion comes in, the chariots. He's obviously killed a few already, but I come in to try and get through this eternal guard block. It's going to be hard, but I thought the impact hits. I don't think the impact hits did a lot. Um, if you listen to our podcast, this is the controversial part. It was fine. There was no issue there. But I honestly thought by reading the rule books, and I've been playing this for the last, well, it's not even a year that I've been playing six, that you only had to maximize your own. So I thought, I don't, I clipped the scorpion on the end here. But yeah, looking at the rules later, and Josh TO'd it anyway, made me move it over, which absolutely fine. But yeah, you can't. I mean, the rules commentary says you got to avoid it. So I don't know why I ever thought that, but I did, and it's good that it's not a it's not a recommended practice. But yeah, we're going to be stuck there for a bit. Yeah, you can just see I've gone into too wide here and just sort of, and my king's joined the unit again just to sit on this objective. And now his Dryads obviously have killed my carrion and are coming around the back here. But I think I'm going to get the charge off on them, if I recall. He sends war dancers and everything. Oh, so my scorpion came up and then he charged. And they actually, sorry, I missed that. Must have been an early picture. Before this, my scorpion did come up, charged the back of those war dancers and tried to kill his mage. I think I might have got one on him. But yeah, rolling pretty bad. And then the next turn, his Glade Guard come down. So just depends on how good they're rolling sixes and stuff to see how long this guy can last. And that's about the last picture. That's interesting. Cool. So I think this got to bottom of 5 or something like that. I think what ends up happening, I mustn't have taken the picture there, guys. Sorry. Actually ended up over a couple of turns breaking this unit here, running them down. The treeman killed my other scorpion, didn't get the actual cart. He was coming back to attack the flank here, but we just ran out of time. So I ended up with the win there, 17. And I think I killed some of these guys too. 17-6. I think with the extra turn, he would have eked back some more points there on me. But yeah, the funny thing is none of us got that cart, so I don't know if there was any chance one of us could have. So yeah, it was a good game. Ben was awesome, and yeah, I got that win, so I was heaps happy. It was a sort of a fairly big win, so I was a little bit worried that ended up having to. Well, I wasn't going to go up too far. I was still in the middle somewhere, so it wasn't too bad. But you do like to. I like to sit around the middle, so that's my goals. Anyway, going to game 5 then. Game 5 was against Ben. Now we've had Ben, not Ben, Julian. We've had Julian on the podcast back in episode 3 or something. Or, I don't know, some early one. They obviously ran Cancon last year, and yes, it was awesome to play him. Playing Vampire Counts, everyone probably knows by now I'm not a bit, I don't know, I just struggle against them. Hadn't played them a lot in 6, if ever. I'm trying to think. Don't think I played him in 6. So I'm going from 8th rules and stuff. I just don't know how to beat them. And obviously with my list, he's probably feeling the same. None of us are running away. So the whole fear stuff's not going to work. So what are we going to do now? The good thing is for me is he didn't. I've got some pictures here. He didn't really bring. I don't know if it's a Storm of Chaos list or whatever, but it's not that Sylvania one, which is good. I have played them. Yeah, they wiped me off the board in Castle Assault, so I have played them. Where is Julian's list? Anyway, it's basically the Necromancer one. So there's no vamps. He's just got 2 Necromancers, like a Lord one, I think. And some mostly skeletons and skeleton like horsemen and stuff. So I think I've got a shot of that in a minute. But anyway, so this one is basically just straight battle line to finish the game. I finished the tournament, and you just get extra. You don't get your normal victory points. You get sort of extra scenario points for those normal ones, like table quarters and all that stuff. I decided because they're they're gonna like I guess the thing I always thought with playing Vamps now with 6th edition, I was gonna like entomb all my scorpions and just go after either his vampire, but he doesn't have one, necromancers and stuff, and just try and actually cut the head off basically. So I entomb them. Not there, you'll see further up. Um, put one of my units of chariots over here to try take on his knights, which you'll see in a minute. Just got this guy, the caskets on the hill, archers, the carrion, my general's unit here in the middle, and then the other archers, and then the catapult. Okay, so I didn't get a picture of him. Sorry. And this is my first turn, so I start moving up. So he's got, yeah, you can see. I don't know what type of skeleton horsemen they are. Black knights. I don't know. They're probably not. They're probably just skeleton horsemen. I don't know. They're 4 or 3 up save or something. The tomb banshees are there, or the spirit hosts. I don't actually have any magic weapons, so the only thing I do with them is maybe shoot them off with the magic missile. It's really the only thing I've got. So, and crumble, obviously, just from combat res. Then he's just got skeleton. That one with the banner is just, I don't even know if there's much in it. There's banshees at the back, but he just went, well, you can't. This can't really hurt me. Another little unit of skellies. Then he's got like his main necromancer in that one, the middle, sort of that middle skeleton block. Another skeleton block. He's got some whites and some other characters. You can see where I've dropped the skeletons, and then he's got another unit. The scorpions, and then he's got another unit of knights over there. So I was a little bit worried about these knights coming around because my Hierophant's here. So I'm gonna have to fly him out. But then over on that flank, I've got spirit host coming and stuff. So we will see. Anyway, turn one, you saw I didn't really move up a whole lot there. You can see I've got a different tape measure. If for the observer ones, I broke my tape measure in the last game. It gave away finally a little metal bit, so I sucked it in. So thanks Josh for letting me borrow his tape measure. Yeah, just moved up slightly. Started to take shots off things, but I mean, what are you going to do? Just going to raise them back. So it was more around moving up enough to see what he did, and then hopefully get some magic charges off turn 2. Yeah, so he came at me. Like, I mean, I guess he's got no shooting, so he just everything moved up. I don't believe he really did any damage. I don't think he's got anything to do much like at range like that. So we just went on to my turn 2. And this is probably movement potentially. I come up here, move block, move these guys up. Really pushed hard up here because now. So what I did is made sure my necromancer stayed here. So these guys have moved up. I've got 1, 2, 3 movement goes at this chariot unit to try to get it into this middle one, and I've just blocked that one and just thought, well, worst case, this one's going to come in the flank, but oh well, time to go after the necromancer. And I got them all off. Now, Julian didn't even, I think he got a little bit surprised with how much movement they can do and that they can charge and stuff. I actually didn't realize he didn't. I'm not sure if he totally knew it or didn't know it. I can't remember, but he was like, "Oh, I didn't realize." Like, he was trying to dispel it, but he doesn't have a dispel scroll. He may have potentially wanted to throw more dice, at least one of them, where it's just like trying to 1 or 2 dice my 1 or 2 dice, and wasn't getting it. So these guys went in. Both chariot units went in, which is good for me. Oh, sorry. I will say I made a shitty error, and this is so annoying. I was talking about this on the podcast. The scorpion came up, and in my excitement, I just declared the charge and went in the back, so I didn't actually roll the dice. We could have, but by the time I realized that it was the next turn, and I already scattered my other ones and did things there. So, I mean, worst case, he would have misfired and not been there, but I think over time, it probably wouldn't have mattered. But it's just, get dirty myself for missing blatant rules like that, and it looks like cheating, but I didn't mean it. And with that crumble in the rear, this chariot, well, I did pretty good impact hits. Crumbled that down just to his necromancer, and then over here you can see I crumbled that unit, the knights down as well, pretty big, which is good for me. His turn, charged in the flank. He ended up just charging into the carrion because he couldn't get it around, and his knights have stopped coming around now. They've just sort of they're getting ready to take on this side. The Spirit Host are just trying to make their way up to the casket, basically. I think that turn we ended up wiping them out, and he wipes my Carrion out. Now you can see, oh, that's the same Scorpion, sorry. Now my turn 3, yeah, the other 2 came out. They scattered a little bit, but not enough, and both of them charge into this unit. So it was a really perfect scatter, just the way they were. This guy ended up coming the flank, the rear, and this guy on the flank, moving these guys round. Where is that unit? Yeah, see this? And then I moved them a bit, and then magicked them in and beat them in combat, and just crumbled that whole unit with good impact hits. So that that skeleton unit went. These guys have crumbled down, and then this is where his necromancer pops with the combat res. Just interestingly, I think it was on that first turn of combat, I actually lost the combat and stuff. So I've crumbled a little bit, but not as much. But I think that was this one. Yep. Not much they could do there. The Spirit Host just eventually just eats through my casket. That's not much I can do. I can't even attack it back. Turns around. And then, yeah, he's my Scorpion gets. It was probably this one, sorry, where it started happening, where there was enough people in here, but because there's the crumble here, I actually lose a bit, crumble a bit. And we just, we keep going back and forth a bit on the crumble here as we're trying to eat through the rest of his units. I think he's got these whites there and stuff, so I can't do a lot of hits to him. This Scorpion's now out of combat, and yeah, you can see up. So this unit is so they're crumbling because his necromancer's gone. This unit's disappearing, and these banshees just running away or something, I think. So more crumbles. I mean, this is the funny thing. All we were doing is just lining up the different crumbles and the combat reses and seeing who crumbled. And yeah, I've moved up to get a magic missile off on these Spirit Hosts. You can see up here, I've turned my I charge down and take out, I think, a Banshee. And then eventually wiped these guys out. Wiped them out and then magic into that unit. So yeah, charge. Just that's all cleaned up. You can see his Spirit Hosts, not Banshees, have come down. And eventually that Scorpion I got over. As you can see, where is it? We can go the wrong way. He made his way over this guy. And eventually, in turn 5 or 6 or whatever, made it into this Spirit Host and crumbled that one because he was getting through just with, I couldn't do any damage until this guy came in and popped the last couple of wounds off his Spirit Host. So that ended up being a pretty big win, 21-4, which really helped. I mean, that's the best tournament I've had, which, I'm not that great a player, to go 3 wins, 1 draw, and just the 1 loss. So pretty happy with that. I think it was a tied 3-place tie for 12th, 13th, 14th, or 11th, 12th, 13th, something like that. And I've said on the pod before, I think that game 3, day 1, getting smashed by Richard's Lizardman, really, that's probably what the worst. If I'd tried to be a bit more competitive in that, knew what I was doing, it might have helped a bit. But realistically, I think everyone above 72 were almost on 80. So unless I tied the game, it wouldn't have helped me. I think this is the position I was going to be in. So pretty happy with that. Hope you enjoyed that Cancon coverage of 6. You would have seen some Old World dropping. Andrew and I got a game in today, and you'll see an Old World bat wrap sort of like this, just in terms of how we thought about the Old World. We didn't do a proper battle report and video and stuff because it took us close to 4.5 hours or something just to play the game at 600 points, just because obviously looking everything up. But hey, we really liked it. I won't spoil everything, but watch that on the next sort of video that's coming out. Until next time, guys, keep playing some Old World. So yeah, cheers. Oh, sorry. Well, I should say, if you haven't subscribed, if you're watching this, there is 90% of people watching this are not subscribed to us, so it'd be awesome if you could, and really appreciate the plays too. So even if if you're painting and you're watching something else or doing something else, just press play on one of our videos and mute it and just let it run. I'd love that. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next time.